Okay, so it's Friday. No, yesterday was Friday. It's Saturday morning at 4:30 in the morning. Let's look at my hair real quick. Yesterday we went out shopping and stuff. I had my hair pulled back, and then I came home and I went in and I saw myself in the mirror. I was like, I swear to God, it looks like this is like a big bald spot in my hair. And it's always like, is it the white showing through or is there a big bald spot? And so then I'm like, man, is this stuff working? So I don't know. You guys can help me decide. I still have a whole nother bag anyways, but I'm definitely gonna get the biotin again and start taking that. And also, man, I really wonder how long it's gonna take for this to just be all the same color. Maybe it just never will be. I don't know. When it's down, see, but it's all of this, like this right here. This part right at the very front. Since we're going so much over my hair, let's look at my tooth. That looks a lot better. But it's still gonna, I can still feel, there's a, well, it's weird. Is like, in the crevice or whatever, it feels a lot more smooth now. It's not as jaggedy. So maybe it'll just keep being light color and build up. I don't know. I see. Because it might just go back to being really dark again and then go through it all. Right now it seems like it's lighter. I don't know. Maybe it's getting darker again. I don't know. Everything is so weird right now. Which I'm still not coughing. I mean, I just cleared my throat. Maybe that will help through the whole thing, but I'm still not coughing. It's been weeks now, and it's not built back up or anything. And even though I'll go outside and, come in and then I'll sit here and sneeze my head off, my nose will be running, but still not any of that coughing. And it, like if you've got a cough that just won't seem to go away, I swear the CHDX is because of it kills fungus and mold, or fungus and maybe it's called molds. I don't remember. You'd have to look it up. It was like right at the top of the thing. It was like, you're gonna die, you're gonna die, you're gonna die. It's poison. Use a hazmat suit shit practically. I don't know. It was intense. But then one of them, I went in. I was like, okay, just go in and read a little more. And then it said it's really good with killing that. But also the patches, they are good for long-term Dovig. So it's the which clears up people. Well, people who have that have a whole bunch of complaints. They have brain fog, and they also have, I think, a lot of chest congestion and just long coughing and stuff. And so that has been clearing that up. Now, if I've got an issue, I just go put one on. I think, well, it'll go in and clear it up. And if I feel like I'm clogged up with a bunch of toxins, just down some bentonite clay, which my mom was better. So when she got up, and she tried a few different things. She took horse paste. She took horse paste, and she took something else. She'd taken a couple of things, and she's like, man, nothing's working. And so I said, well, try the bentonite clay, because that's what I did the other day because I said my joints and everything were aching, and I was thinking, man, this has got to be a buildup of toxins. And so I took that magic, and so she did, and then, yeah, she said she felt so much better, it wasn't hurting and stuff. So if you are having a lot of inflammation, because inflammation, you got to think of your body's reacting to something. Your body's not just whacked out, just doing whatever, even though it's so weird because our body's an illusion. It's just so weird how it's so connected into this experience, like that we can experience so many things. That's the thing that we should have so much gratitude about. We can experience so much. Like, so, anyways, man, I am getting such a rush of all these videos going through my head. And that's like what the energy is like right now. In every video, the people, it's intense. Now on these ones, especially Harris County, I've started doing that tagging Doge in it. It's like, investigate these motherfuckers, investigate these motherfuckers. I'm just gonna start doing that and all this fucking shit. I'm just gonna start hashtagging them, investigate these people. And they just completed one. What was that? It was another really big one that they showed something really big. I can't remember what it was. There's so much stuff. There's so much intensity right now. I got, yesterday I saw a woman at the park, and she had her two little girls, and some man was sitting there or something, and he started talking to her, and the woman, and it was this weird conversation or whatever, but he says something about her daughters and said, well, their dad must be slender. And the woman was like, what? And he said, their dad must be slender. And she's just like, what the fuck? And she was so pissed. She wasn't just pissed like, what are you trying to say? Like, I'm fat? um, she was pissed like, this is I don't remember, I think they were 9 and 11. This is a 9 and 11-year-old, and you think you can comment on their bodies? She went off on him. And he's like, well, I hope you don't live around here. And she's like, I hope you don't. Like, she's telling all this. She's so pissed. She's in her car. She's like, how dare somebody come up and think you can talk to me about my kid's body? That's none of your fucking business, bitch. You know, and so she's like, fuck, oh, I'm adding my own self into it. But you get the drift. So she was pissed. So then there was another mom. She was pissed because her kid's school started saying, your kid has won an award. They tell the kid, you got to come to this special night. It's award night. You got to come there. And he's like, well, what have I won an award for? You just got to be there. They're sending him emails, sending him invitations and shit. The mom's calling and saying, you know, what is he getting an award for? It's like, he's a D student at best. I'm like, what are you talking about? He doesn't do any special things. Like, and they're like, well, he's just got to be there. Just got to be there and stuff. And the mom and the kid are discussing it all week, trying to figure out. And the mom's like, he's got autism and ADHD. He does not going to do good in school. Like, there's no fucking way he's getting an award. But she didn't want to be mean, and she doesn't know, like, what the hell. So they're going up to the thing, and now the son, you know, she said he's probably feeding off of me, but he starts saying, I wonder if it's a trick. I wonder if they made a mistake and all this stuff. So they get there, they're looking through the pamphlet. It's been weeks. She's called the school, she's emailed them, she's asked them, please verify this, doesn't make sense. And so they get to the thing, they call him up, give him his award, comes back, and it's a delegate award for young students or something. And she's like, what in the hell is this? She calls the school to find out, talks to the awards person. They say, oh, well, his name sounded like this other guy's name, so it's really not his award, it's this other guy's award. The mom is so fucking pissed. She's like, I had called them, I did all this shit, and they couldn't fucking be bothered. It's like that's what I mean. Everything is like at this boiling point. Every video after video. There's one of this guy who just got busted, this morgue owner or somebody who works in or whatever the fuck. He's going down to the place where they donate bodies, and they are, it just is going through my head because my dad, ever since we were little, he was always saying he was donating his body to science. We were always told, like, when he died, his body was going to the science. And that's what he always told us and stuff. And then he died, and he didn't go there. And it just was going through my head, like, I was in one of my side conversations. I was wondering, like, wonder what it was, why he didn't, because his body, like, he lived with no fucking, well, he had a liver. It just wasn't functioning for like 20 years. So, anyways, the which an wife of an ER doctor, she was just going through saying all the stuff that he really focuses on, and one of the things is don't fucking take Tylenol if you've been drinking. and he want like even if she gets a headache or anything, he wants to stay away from the Tylenol, which is to do magnesium, which I was told a long time ago when I was all wrapped up in the medical, and I thought like, oh, don't be fucking ripping me off, give me the real shit. Like, so it's such a mindset, and it's like it's so weird that once you go out of it and you look at it, it's like, oh, this makes no sense. What the fuck was wrong with me? Like, but it's really based on ignorance. You just don't have all the facts. You don't know everything, and you're just being led. And so, anyways, yeah, they lead us through this medical fucking bullshit. So, anyways, reel back. Where was I? Then the morgue guy, so who was busted. So he's going down to the donation place, and he's just picking and choosing things. And he has a woman who has a store, and they're also going in. No, he gets stuff from there. No, he was stealing it. He was stealing stuff from there. So he was stealing all sorts of parts, heads, all sorts of shit, and then taking him to his morgue, and then doing a black market business. Well, this one store, if you wanted to get something special, buy a head, buy a rib. They're like selling human skin even, and people making leather. I know that that's gonna come out. There's gonna come out the shoes and purses and probably some of the most expensive brands. There was already speculation on Kate Spades that they were making it. And when you're shipping your shit out to what are those places called? The slave labor industry, like one of those places where the people are forced to work and they don't get paid shit. And that's why they save so much money making shit in other places, because they can get away with this stuff, and so we just feed into that. But also China used it to their benefit, and they blew up. And Donald's coming in, like, well, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to start doing our own shit. And now India is coming in and saying, well, wait a minute, we're going to be the leaders now. We're going to slide in. So everything's being made in India. It's like, I don't know. It seems kind of like to me, what is that before the football game? Pep rally. It seems kind of like a pep rally to get us all excited. No, we're going to make the best. USA, USA. And we're going to be made in USA. But see, the thing is like, we don't need to sell our shit to everybody else. They don't need to sell it to us. If like people in India need to sell their shit to us, like, make your shit affordable to your own people. And this is one thing, is how they've like been able to drive and control costs and stuff. But once we start having stuff that is made here, there's going to be changes in quality, because like slaves aren't going to be making this stuff. There's going to be people that have craftsmanship, that care about the quality of what they're putting out, that have some kind of like, this is my quality. And so it's going to be a complete like different mindset, and that's what's like shifting in our world. That's why you see all these people talking and seeing things and getting upset about things, and because it's this shift. And it seems to me that this shift has occurred towards this, it's like there's the wave of people who don't want to deal with bullshit, think that they deserve better, is just getting bigger and bigger. And the bigger it gets, the more that pulls in that direction. And so, but there's still the resistance. There's still the ones that are confused, that think we're going in the wrong direction, and think everybody is brainwashed and shit like that. It's like, it's so sad. Like, the brainwashed people think that others are brainwashed. It's so upside down. It's so mental. But you can know you're not brainwashed because you can see both sides. They can't see both sides. And even when you try and start saying, it's like, shut up. You're messing with my head. But anyway, so this morgue guy, who is busted now. He is selling this stuff over here to this lady who is online selling. So it'll be more of a bust. I'm telling you, the human trade, like, I mean, who would even think of that unless you knew there was a big market? Unless you were like, fuck, man, I want in on this. Is big money. And so it's I don't know. It's weird. It's so weird. Like, it almost makes more sense. Confirmation. It almost makes more sense. It's a triple. It almost makes more sense if if they need the parts, and they'll do whatever to get the parts because they're so fearful of death, because they are so evil that they don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. And I don't know, that would be a very judgmental, hateful thing to say, because there's so many parts that are being used in certain places. So, and maybe they don't fear death, but I don't know. They start saying that I need somebody else's parts. I've always thought, ever since I was younger, it was like, I don't want anybody else's parts. I'm good. I'm good. I don't need that. Like, you know, like these people, the energy of them with their, you know, wanting to devour someone else's, like, essence, you know, remnants of an essence or something. Their adrenaline punch, their, on the mermaid one, they were, this guy was sitting back just absorbing it like an orgasm or something. And he said it was like I was going through the ocean, and it was like I could smell it and taste it. I could feel all this stuff. And it's like they're looking for an experience that's somebody else's experience. And I don't know, there's just something creepy about it. Something that's like very disconnected from the respect and caring for life itself, especially the respect of somebody else's. And then this whole thing, this energy down here, is so much of like the strongest prevail, the strongest eat the weakest, and stuff like that. But it is like, because this whole thing about eat the rich, because I remember back when Wall Street was going, and there was this, was it a poem? Was it a song? Was it like some kind of thing? But it was good. It was really good. And there's some little bug flying around there. There's so many bugs. And this thing, it said something about that the poor would cut open the belly of the rich. And that's the thing, is like they are outnumbered. You want to keep pushing and pushing. Yeah, you're gonna find yourself on, you know, at the wrong end. It's just like this thing I witnessed yesterday with the dogs. Oh my God. It is one thing, like when they're a pack, like they're a little pack, like when they got each other's backs. They, you know, if one of them's got problems, they've all got problems. They're all right there. And they will get snappy with each other. Especially Stella's been so snappy lately with Max and stuff. And I don't know what they're sensing and stuff. Max came up to her when we were walking the other day, and he started pacing right with her. And then he got as close as he could, started rubbing his face on her, and then kind of like rubbing up against her face. It's kind of like, I don't know, it seemed very supportive. Like he was trying to be loving or something. He's a really sweet guy, but he also doesn't, like, there's good sides and bad sides on all of them. And so what was I gonna say? So, oh yeah, so anyways, we went out and went shopping. My mom was feeling good. She wanted to go do her shopping and go get groceries and stuff. Then we stopped at the thrift store, which when we were talking about me leaving and the dogs being up there, I was saying, well, if we get a gate here at your bedroom and get a gate right here in the hall, and then they can't go past there. They can only stay in the kitchen, dining, little, like her den, like a den kind of area, I would say. She's got a big kitchen, and then you got a place where she sits and watches TV, then you got a table. But the cats kind of come in there a lot and take over all our animals. They want to just be by her and stuff. But she, but when my dogs are up there, the cats mostly take off. There's some up on the counters and stuff, but they stay up there where they're like, ah, you can't get me. But some of them just ignore them. Like they have these little cat place things, and they just go in there and just lay there in their little holes. So so some of the cats just, if they chill and ignore the dogs don't see them. And so the new cat that came in, it is kind of still staying kind of offish by herself, and but she comes out looking for food, and she's very vocal. And so we were talking about, because I said she didn't come out yesterday or today, she didn't come out this morning when I was down there, and so we're sitting there talking, and she all of a sudden comes in, and then so we're talking to her and stuff. So I made a pizza, and my mom was making a salad. So because we'd been out shopping and stuff, and so it was like trying to make dinner, and then that cat came up. So then my mom said, "Well, let's go sit outside to eat because it's really nice out." And so I say, "Okay, well, I'll get my dogs, and then we'll go out there." So I let my dogs out. The new cat had already gone down the hall. I didn't know where she was, and this is why we need these gate things. But so I let my dogs go up, and they, of course, immediately have to start patrolling for cats. And so I come downstairs to get something, and then I hear my mom just screaming and screaming, stop, leave it, or something, and but it was intense. Like, I could tell she was, and I was like, well, maybe she just really maybe one of them's doing something really naughty, and so she's trying to get him to listen. And so I was thinking, well, gotta let her, get a handle on them, because she's gonna have to deal with them for 4 days. And so I wasn't thinking, emergency. And so I'm going up the stairs, and I get up there. When I open it, it was, oh my God, it's like a fucking nightmare. So she has the water bottle spraying the shit out of him. Stop. And Stella is here. So she's got these French doors here leading out on this deck. And so they're right up there. And Stella is there. The new cat is laying on its back, fighting for its life. Archie is right up here, just snuggled in. And Max is coming in. So they have her cornered. And they're all down on top of her, going crazy. And I know she was, doing all that stuff. I grabbed Stella by the nape of her neck and start pulling her back. But they were, the pack thing was intense. Like, they were like, you couldn't, my mom couldn't break them at all with the water or anything. I grabbed Stella by the back of the neck, and I pulled her, and I was like yelling at him. I was like, that's vicious, man. That's fucking vicious. I was fucking so pissed off at them. And but man, as a pack, oh my God. And then my mom, of course, horrified me after, because I was like saying, something about like, what would happen or something. And she said, well, sometimes when that happens with dogs, they just, and I was like, oh my God. And I've been just going off on my dogs. I swear to God, you guys better, there's no being a bully, acting like that and stuff. That just pissed me the fuck off. But anyways, we were talking about those gates the other day, and because I was thinking that would really help her to be able to, because she's not gonna be able to be coming down here all the time and stuff. And I've got to still figure out something on this garage door so I can leave it up all night, but not leave it a whole fucking thing. So I've got some ideas and stuff to get one of those giant doggy doors. Is like a lot, and then you'd still have more, but I don't know. And maybe, well, I don't think I'm gonna have time to do that. Get a big old dog. I'm gonna have to do something with like tarps or something. Because it's only like a couple weeks. But Monday or next week, though, everything could change. He gets his test on Monday, so we'll see what's up. Let me think back where I was. Okay, so she wanted to go shopping because she was feeling a lot better. And go to the grocery store. So we went to a couple of those. Then she wanted to stop at the thrift store and see if there was any gates, because she's always getting gates at the thrift store. And so we go in there. There's one, and got that one. So then we were over looking over by pet stuff and stuff. There was another. So we got two that fit exactly in the place. One of them is like new, has all the hardware, everything, and it even has a doggy door in the gate. I said, look it up. I bet this thing's like $70. She looked it up, $70. The other one too, super nice. It has a lock on it and stuff. So both of them, and they fit perfectly. Well, one we had to get the things, but it fits good in the thing. They both fit, and it's like $6 for each one. And it was like, that is manifesting. That is like putting out there what you want, and then picturing where it is it's going to be, listening and going. So we stopped and we got those, and we had to order some more of the screw things for the one, and so it's kind of up, but one of the screw things we need. And so then the other one, we need the extenders on each side, but it's both fit so good. So I feel like that will all be set up really fine, where they can't, chase cats again. And I feel so bad for that cat. I don't think that cat was. I just felt so bad. They've done that outside. She has this big old cat that likes to lay out on the deck, and they all three go up there and start barking at him. And I always calm down. When they started doing that shit, I'm always like, let's just go back downstairs. I'm not doing this. I don't know how long it takes for them to catch on. Like, leave the motherfucking cats alone. I swear to God, I wish I would have with Stella. Because with Stella, when she was a baby, I lived over. It's so weird. This trips me out sometimes, and I don't know how to explain it. But like, when I move, and it also has happened to me so much throughout my life, just from living in different places. It's almost like sometimes, where am I again? Where's that place again? When did I eat at that place? Where, it's like my mind is trying to Google locate all these things all the time and remember where I'm at and where was this and where was that and stuff. And so I keep having this weird stuff, because leaving over there, it'll be like, oh, well, I could go, oh, no, I can't go there. Oh, but I could go back over there now because I'm over here. So I'm doing all this. So it does this thing in my mind. And so what the fuck was I talking about that for? So something about, okay, it messes with my mind, and it gets me where I can't, sometimes I'll be like, it's not like forget where you are, but it's like forget which place you're at. And they all, like, there's similarities too with some of them, like, and even in names of roads and stuff. But it's weird because they do all have their own individual things. Like, even like the kind of houses that people live in is different in each place. Is that was something I've talked about before, but anyways, I'll say it again. Because like in Texas, it was all brick houses, and then in California, it was stucco, and then up here, it's siding, and it's like, that's so weird. And Colorado, I think it was siding. In Kansas, I think it was siding. But the places I've lived the longest, it was brick, stucco, and siding. And so it was like the three different types. Oh yeah, I did want to say that thing about California. But out of all of those, my favorite is bricks. But in California, this is another thing where everything is getting so much more. It's like this. It's like clarity. It's like a gate is open and we've gone through, which at the Kentucky Derby, another thing that is so ridiculous. Now they found that all the horses running were all related to the one they made that Disney movie about. They're all, because that one was a champion. I don't even remember all this shit. I mean, if I even saw that movie, it was a long fucking time ago. I can't remember the name of the horse, but you can look it up, because now they found that all the horses that were running were all descendants of the same fucking horse. It's like, that is some fucking shenanigans. Like, if people can't see that this is bullshit, man, what they fucking do. Like, they just don't give a shit about animals. They don't give a shit about us. They don't give a shit about anything. There's no fucking ethics. And it's just disgusting. All they want to do is, like, make money, and money's so fucking fake. It's their own little fucking game. It's just weird. Like, here, let's make a Monopoly game, and then let's try and get all our money back. It's like, they're fucking weird. And, but let me think what else I was saying, because there was something else. Okay, so there was the thing before that, too, why I went off on the something. But, okay, so in California, another absurd, crazy shit, where things are changing. The wave of change is, the current is changing directions or something. So the one of the senators or Congress or something, they had a big thing about stepping down and told them, I'm leaving this party. I'm done with you guys. So they were dumb talking to them. And she has a whole long thing. I think her name's like Susan something. And so she does this whole long thing to them and tells them that she's stepping down because they don't protect people. They, what they've just done with this thing of saying that men can do whatever they want to 16 and 17-year-olds and it's not a crime and stuff. And she starts talking about, like, not Santa Clara, but someplace. And she said where the men go, because those girls are available there, and it's not crime. And we have these men, they just keep going and committing the same thing over and over. They go in, they get a slap on the wrist, go right back, and you guys allow this. This is what you guys. Look, she was just calling total fucking out, and calling out, like the vote and stuff, and so there's a whole bunch that voted that, yeah, you can do whatever you want to 16 or 17-year-old, that's not a crime against a kid. It's, it's okay. It's so disgusting. And it is also, there was another thing where it just keeps seeming like a thing that just keeps coming up and coming up. Is like kids don't realize the things that are going to bother them when they get older. Like, when they're kids, they're just out there just trying to experience and trying to figure it all out. And they don't realize. And then when they get manipulated and forced, like this is a sad one. I don't even know how this got, like, it's crazy. I mean, like, I just saw this woman who, she's sitting at a place, like, I don't know if it's a restaurant, a theater, but she's sitting there videotaping some guy from the side, and she's zooming in up on his hair, like if she was doing it to me, and she's zooming in trying to see, is that a bald spot on her hair, or is that the white hair, like kind of like that on this person, and posting it online. And it's like, do you understand this person is a real person? Like, and you're putting this all online. And so she's trying to figure out, and she's asking everybody else, what's up with his hairline? And why does it go like this? And then why is all this skin puckered? And so she's asking, like, is this a wig? Is this, like, she's trying to say all this stuff. I don't fucking know. Does it fucking matter? Like, who fucking cares? The guy's got a weird thing. I mean, that could be his fucking head. I don't fucking know. Maybe he's had a facelift. Maybe he's had, like, who knows? And, but she's putting this all over online. It's just like, God, can you imagine if you're that person? Because that's happened already, where these people are doing that. And it gets back to this person. It's like, that's fucking, have some compassion for this other person. Like, that's some bullshit. So I don't know how this has come about. There's all these true crime junkie girls that tell, they go in and look up all this horrible case shit. I can't even stand to listen to this stuff anymore with these horrible cases. I used to watch, like, those ID channel. I watched it all the time. And I used to, when 2020 started and I was on YouTube all the time, I was listening to Mr. Ballin, listening to that chapter. and the horrific crimes and shit. Now it's like it turns my stomach. It's like I can't stand it, and there's just so much. There's so many horrible. Like a little girl just was found out walking, covered with blood. The police take her back home, and find her mom just brutally slain by the boyfriend. He's arrested. So this one though is different than that. This is a girl in Alabama. She was 9 years old, going in to have her third kid. Everybody in the family knew what was going on. The dad and her kids were having stuff wrong, but the doctors were like, this seems like a little incestual. And the mom, the grandma, has something to do with the sepia. And so she would always be able to turn them in another direction. And she kept saying the granddaughter was kooky and all this stuff. So this little girl endures all this. So now she's 21 years old. She's got 3 kids. They're all her dad's kids. And all these people now have found out her story. And so everybody's like talking about her story and telling her how horrible her dad is and what a monster. So now she's responded. And she's fucking pissed, man. She's like, it's none of y'all's business. I don't need you guys coming in telling me that my dad's a monster. I lived with him. I fucking know he's a monster. I endured it, and I'm trying to heal. I'm trying to go through my process. And you guys coming in and saying this shit to me is bullshit. And it is. It's like, why do we, like, people want to interject themselves in every drama, every other person's. And it almost is that same thing with this racism thing I was saying. It's like to show you're a good person. You care about this and you care about that. But really, it's very invasive. It's like, you know, like showing this guy's side hair thing. Like maybe he's sensitive about, maybe he had brain surgery, man. Like, you don't know. And then this lady, her very personal, private stuff, and like, who knows what her kids know and stuff, and I don't know. I think her dad's arrested now, and maybe that is how it started going out, you know, for public knowledge or whatever. And then everybody feels like they need to, you know, support her and be her friend or something. It's like she needed a friend when she was 9. And even when she was trying to tell counselors and stuff, her grandma was going in. So the girls, like, there was nobody there to protect her. They were all just handing her over to her dad ever since she was really little. Because she was having her 3rd kid or something when she was 9. Or maybe, no, maybe it was her 1st kid when she was 9 and her 3rd one when she was 12 or something. Maybe she was 12 when she was having her 3rd one, and it started when she was 9 when she had her 1st one. These poor girls in their periods so young too, which, you know, the same people who want it to be legal for doing this stuff also are the same people that are putting hormones in milk and shit. So it's very weird. It's all so weird. Like, this place is so weird. It's so upside down. It makes no sense. All you can for sure know is that these people who run this world are not like us. They're warped as shit. Yeah, well, in our idea warped, in theirs, they just don't have any feelings towards any of the shit they do. It's just like they're unfeeling. They don't have like this box of emotions and stuff. But you know, there's also a dark side to having all these emotions because so many people have no control over them. And like I can know when my emotions like get all worked up. And that, and it's not to say like if you get yourself all worked up and you get angry and something like that, that you're a bad person. But it's for you to get to see yourself so that you can start managing yourself better. So you can decide, like, is that really how I want to act? Could I have dealt with that better? What if I think about it longer and just look at it from different perspectives? You know, it's like it's your it's your way of figuring it out. It's like the same thing as what I was saying in life. Even if we're living a template, that we all bring our own brush strokes to the experience. And so it is the same thing. You can have nobody can tell you can't have broad brushstrokes through life. It's totally your call. How you want to paint this picture, how you want this to reflect you is up to you. And you can try and blame others and make it somebody else's responsibility, but that just shows that you are being led and drug around by other people, which then you need to turn that on yourself as to why. There was one that was just coming into my mind about that too. I just seen a video of it was making me think about that being led. Or what was that? It's like coming in. It's like everything is moving so fast. Time seems to be moving fast. Like, I can't even believe it. It's May 2025. Like, I swear to God, I thought like it's almost 10 years of this awakening thing to me. It's like, fuck, man. I had no idea it would go so slow. And so, fuck, who knows how much longer. But things are moving. Things are going faster. There's some other thing, I don't remember. It seems like there's another thing about the money. There's another thing that they found about it. Uh, more things going on, which, let me see, what was that one? I think I already said that about the 7 or 11 countries that no longer use a dollar. The but whatever the thing is like a centralized monopoly money. So whatever our whatever our currency that's out there currently, and so we are buying things. Oh yeah, there was also a guy in Seattle, because there's all these people saying there's no ships coming, there's nothing at the dock, which there is, I swear to God, they are definitely fake account. Like, I can't believe how many of these girls I've seen. Yeah, ICE just came and broke into my house and took my husband out. And I was like, the only thing I could say, sister, is what crimes have your husband committed then? Because I'm not buying this shit. I'm not buying it at all. Just busting in houses, just taking out and bullshit. This is fucking bullshit. And you have all these people that are saying there was nothing at the docks, the stores are going empty, we're all going to starve, and all that shit. And so somebody went down to the Seattle dock and said it's fucking pumping. Like, there was shit going on all over the place. Trucks, cargo ships were coming in just totally full. They're going up to unload them. There's other ones that are unloaded, sitting waiting for the trucks to come and take them and shit. They said it's action packed. It's not dead like what they're trying to say. So when you're hearing that stuff, don't just believe it. Like, oh, there's going to be no food. Don't go into panic buying or anything. But do get stuff like crackers. We did get more crackers and cheese and stuff. And on her podcast and stuff, they're saying to get ready that the Spain, Portugal blackout thing has got people more like, and then there's stuff saying, this is coming and stuff. There's big earthquakes yesterday. There's that religious guy who was talking about this big earthquake that's going to happen on the West Coast that he's seen. And he said it's going to be so massive, and it's going to be so huge. He said it's going to go up into British Columbia, all down this whole coast. And so I know it's going up into Vancouver, but I don't know. I mean, the whole coastline's going to change, but I haven't looked at all that part of the map, but this whole coastline's going to change. But it just seems like when all this stuff keeps coming and coming and coming, it seems like everything is coming and coming and coming. It's coming faster and faster and faster. But still, when you're in it, it still seems slow. It still seems like there's like an incongruent thing about time. It's moving, and the thing is too, is maybe it's just to get us to realize like time isn't real. It's how you look at time. And yeah, I look at it as it's tedious because I want this change to happen. I want to stop being looked at as a crazy person. I want to, I don't know, be validated. And so that feels like it's dragging. Like, every day drag through this bullshit. And then, but the things keep going and going. The date on the calendar keeps changing and changing so fast. And it's like, oh my God, it is the weirdest thing. There's such a things, and then plus the more that you get more people waking up to seeing these things, the more focus that becomes on these things. So the more it, to me, it's like it's like all these different things. Like some people are looking at what's happening is different. Like that's what creates this chaos. It's because we're all looking at it through these different lenses of perspective, and we all feel differently about how things are moving. And but anyway, like that still just seems like it's like we're a train chugging into the station, but it's like we're gonna hit or something. It's like it's like I don't know, like it splits off. Um, I don't know this. The split it must have happened with the awareness. So when people all of a sudden realize like, oh wait a minute, there's more to this story, and they see bigger, that is, like, because I can see how to a lot of people it's like all of a sudden it's like shock, like wait a minute, and then but it's almost like the mind has to reel it in, but otherwise it's going to unravel because they're so confused. And then there's going to be this part too where it seems like that's exciting, and maybe it always seems like it would have something to do with the money, but don't forget, like when their money goes, like when they're bringing the industry back and stuff, it's almost like we become a contained party that other people want to join. Because we got our own money going, we got our economy going, we got our technology going. It's going to be, like expansion, but also there's still going to be the part of this battling, this this dark energy or something. But it's like once people see, but it's almost like people who can't handle it are going to go in the darker direction, because it's like it's the only thing that makes sense to them, because once it flips to the right side up, it's going to feel so uncomfortable, just like so many people who have been going through this has been so uncomfortable. And so they're going to feel that discomfort, because right now their discomfort is different than than understanding. Their discomfort is fear, but once they see, then they're going to become uncomfortable because of their blindness, their inability, like they're going to question themselves. And that has to do with the ego, that has to do with the existential crisis of realizing, that you are not who you think you are. And so there is this whole reevaluation of self, but there's going to be resistance to it by some people. And that may be the wave of the two energies going, because they resist where the light's going, and it's more comfortable here, but then they're going to have to do work to, and maybe that is where that the people start seeing over here things are going good, and so they have to dismantle their process, their thought system, their programming, in order to move over here. Everything is, each person has to find their bridge to over here. There is no quick flight, there is no skipping it, because you can't skip something once it's inside of you. It's always going to be there until you release it. So even if you're like, oh, well, I'm having a good day, I feel great, so I'm going to skip over here, quantum jump into this new reality where everybody's happy and doing good, and think that I can do that. No, you would come in and you would start, a day wouldn't go good, so you'd start to manipulate, and you would start to create drama. You'd start trying to fill your needs with other people, and it wouldn't work, because over here, the people are no longer going to put up with that shit. People have boundaries. It's like, hey, that's your problem. Work it out for yourself. And don't drag me into your stuff. Don't include me in your chaos. And so the people over here become a lot more like, no, that's your problem. And over in the other part, it's like, oh, let's all jump on board. Let's all, critique this guy's hairline and stuff. It's very toxic. And so, just like those fucking Katie, I can't help but laugh. It's like laughing at a joke that's improper, or it's hurtful. 'Cause she is getting hurt, and she's a real person. Just because she has money and is, she appears to be mindless, but she's still a real person with emotions, and it would hurt. Like, especially when you're egotistical and you've got, the whole world loves me, and then you start falling from that plateau, and it's a far drop. And so then it's like, as much love that was coming at me is coming at me now of like disgust, and people just look at her like, she's a joke. And the videos, they're so fucking funny though. I don't know why and there's so many people making them, and they're hilarious, and they're so stupid. Every time I'm like, when one comes up, I have to watch it like 3 or 4 or 5 times. And every time I'm just like, it's so funny. I don't know why. It's the videos always that they get of her, it goes so perfect. Whoever came up with it was like, oh my god, it was so perfect. And it is funny, but it is at somebody else's expense. And so that is hurtful when we're all jumping on board, laughing at somebody else's expense. Nobody wants to be on that side of it. It's real easy to be on the bully side of it. And so, I feel bad being like laughing at them and watching, liking them and stuff. And they are funny. And I know that she is like melting down and having a hard time or something. And I think there's going to be more and more. Like, I think I already said that about Ryan Reynolds. Like, now it's more like coming out more. He's a fucking bully. And he's very flamboyant. Like, go watch any interview with him and Hugh Grant. It's very flamboyant. It's almost like in Living Color, those two guys, the two gay guys that would talk about the movies. It's almost like that's them. Like, put those little costumes on them. And so they are these two flamboyant guys. And so I don't understand that going to such lengths to create a fake character to trick the world, but this is so common. And Mike, yeah, I don't think I finished seeing that yesterday, but everybody's seen it now. There's like a million clips of hey, she's been snoring all night. Um, uh, the clips of him doing some podcast and then saying, "Well, as a black man." He really appreciates that as a black man. There's always going to be these slips of the tongue or whatever, because especially now, the truth is coming out. It's just, it's like it's so natural that you can't stop it. Like, it would just come out of your mouth, and then you may be all of a sudden like, what the fuck did I just say? You can't stop it. The truth is coming out. And also in the divide, like where things split, where some people go towards control and some people go towards freedom, because control feels like natural and safe is what I hear, but it is because it's been their whole life, and then making a change feels too uncomfortable, so they need to stick with what feels familiar. And the way the world was, they just don't realize how defeating it is to be so controlled by such maniacs. So anyways, see, that's judgmental too, because they're not really maniacs. They appear to us because we have a different perspective. We have a different compassion component. We have all these other things. So anyways, the maniacs, what was I going to say about that? I don't know. I keep feeling like I'm talking and I just like go off a cliff. Like, what the fuck was I talking about, man? Yeah. Okay, the money is going to start going out. Okay. So when the ones choose this direction, it is based somewhat on their hatred of this other guy. So their resistance is because, well, he's a horrible person. I can't have any association with that. And not only that, I've called everybody who ever liked him a racist, fucking crazy person. So how can I now go into that? Because they've built this wall around it, and it's all through their biases and their fears and stuff. So, and then when something goes, it could be the money. All of a sudden, we all get this money, and then they're like, "Well, I don't know, I don't trust him." So they would keep going, and we would be like, "Fuck yeah," and start doing good things, because people going in this direction have a different mindset. So, people will go towards, like my daughter get a stimulus. She's going to go get a camper and start fixing it up and making her little business. Like, people are going to invest differently. And housing market is not a good investment right now, I'm telling you. Like, it's going to crash. And I don't know. I don't know how. I mean, maybe it's going to crash, and that house, that I'm manifesting over here on the lake, maybe it's going to all of a sudden be cheaper. And, maybe, I don't know. I don't know. You just don't ever know what the universe is going to do, because it's magical. It can do whatever the fuck it wants to do. And it's like, this is like the show for us. It's like the show for everybody. It's not just us. So it's going to be pretty magical. But so when so when they are going in this direction and we're going in that direction, I don't see that as the rapture. I see that as part of still the healing and growing, because then these people will be looking over there going, well, why is it getting better over there? And why does it suck over here? And it could be that they're going to do it in some states, like some of these states where they're pushing with this fucking ridiculous legislature, and where the people allow it. And then there's going to be mass exodus of people who don't want to deal with it. But there's also going to be an opening, a door opening somewhere, where it's going to be like land, or where build this community or something. There's going to be something. And so people will start going there and getting things, and their life will start building up and stuff. And then they'll be like, oh yeah, well, of course Donald's gonna bring all his crazy MAGAs over here and give them free land. Fuck them, they're fucking crazy bunch of Christians. Like, they'll just go off, and they won't want to see what's really going on. And so then the people will start getting the land and start living independently, growing their own food, building community, having good times. And the other people are going to be like confused. Well, I don't want to go there. They're probably pray beforehand. It's like that's all their programming just runs them. And so then it's them seeing and looking. See, that's all a part of their stuff. Just like we've been going through this for years, they get time to go through this same shit. It's just on the other side of the coin. We've been on this side, they're on that side. And so that they start looking over here, and then they start seeing like, man, I want that. Well, what am I dealing with this shit? And so, and it's going to push more people into wanting better for themselves. And that's what the whole fucking awakening thing is about, is you coming into your sovereignty, your clarity, your independence, your authenticity, you becoming valid of you becoming the best of you. That's why you evaluate, like, how you feel about things and your moods and your emotions and stuff. You're the evaluator. You're the one who's putting out this this representation of who you believe yourself to be. And so those people, to me, as this split is going, it is still that, this ship's going this way. You can jump off this one and go on this one. And people are going to do healing and growing and start noticing, like, I've got biases. Like, why am I, like, he's obviously doing better over there. And it will be individuals. Like, different people will have, like, people in their families, and they'll start doing real good. And then, and then the people will be like, well, maybe I'm looking at things wrong. Maybe I'm not seeing something. And, so it's them, because we don't know what's inside them, what's blocking them. They have to start looking inside of them and seeing what's blocking me. Why can't I move into this And so they've got to break down those walls. They got to break down their programming and shit. And so that's the healing part of the awakening. That's where people start going. But there still is going to be this rapture thing, this ascension thing, this splitting in the physical of two different worlds. But I don't think that happens first thing. I think that to me seems like something that's more ahead because everybody gets this opportunity to experience waking up. And then I'm not sure. That's the thing about the rapture thing. To me, always in my mind, it makes sense that it's going to be the low vibration because I'm going in the high one. So, of course, I'm going in this and that's going there. So, in that separation, I'm going over here. So, I'm going to say the higher vibration and splitting from the lower vibration. And so, to me, I've always seen the ascension or the harvest or the rapture or whatever you want to think of it as, that is the higher energy, the vibrational match for Age of Aquarius, splitting off from the lower vibration, which is people that don't care about other people, people that, kill people, don't have compassion and stuff like that. Like that going apart. And, and however that world plays out, and I'm sure in our world, these people will seem like they disappear. In their world, these people will disappear. Maybe in one world, it is the rapture, where all the good people go up to the heavens, and then in the other, where we go into the Age of Aquarius experience, then to us it seems like, well, there's no bad people anymore. Everything's good. God, it's so nice. So it's kind of like that. In two different experiences, it's going to be two different things. It's not going to be all the same, I don't think. So, um, but even if you go into the low vibration, it would be that's what you are coming to experience. You can't do the wrong thing. It's impossible. It's like programmed into you to do the thing that you're supposed to do. It's like, I swear to God, your whole fucking script's programmed into you. But life is programmed into you. You can't do the wrong thing. Even when you yourself is trying to push and go in a certain direction that you're not meant to go in, and everything is flipping upside down, you are always going to do that. This is what you get to learn about yourself. You get to experience this in yourself so you can learn it about, yourself. So you're not doing the thing wrong. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to do. You're always doing exactly what you're supposed to do. It's impossible to not do what you're supposed to do. It's in you. It's a part of you. It's written. It's written in the storyline. It's like you come in. I'm telling you, to me, it's totally like you come in on a flight plan. It's all written out. Your whole itinerary is written out. But you don't, if you don't connect to that part of yourself, and you are caught up in like what's going on in the airport, and what are they wearing, what's their hairline all about, why are they wearing those glasses, why are they wearing that hairdo. It's like all of that kind of stuff. And which, that's not bad. It's, it's kind of natural. We all kind of do that kind of stuff. But it's like where we got to start noticing, especially when you're throwing somebody else under the bus, man. Like, what the fuck? What is that guy super sensitive about this weird hair thing, head thing he's got? But I swear to God, I've seen other people who are bald that have these weird wrinkle things right here. It's like a puckering of their head. But then also, there's all these people going, like so many people are going to Mexico too to get discount plastic surgery. I saw one young girl who, she was in her 20s or something. She's like, all these 20-year-olds are going and getting all this plastic surgery, and you're all looking like you're in your 30s now. I said, so you're just going to look older and older all the time. Is that how you liking that plastic surgery? Because you look weird. And there's a whole bunch, like people in their 40s, 50s, going and getting facelifts and stuff. And I just saw a girl, and she was trying to talk about the bad things now about her facelift. And of course, she got it in Mexico. And I'm not saying that they do them better here. I'm saying that, people are risking a lot because there's a bunch of people who are going there and getting infections and stuff like that. And the BBLs that are coming out of there, there's a lot of necroses happening. And that freaks me the fuck out to think about you got this necrotic tissue inside of you. And then how are they going to get out? So they're vacuuming it out of you. And then how do they make sure they get every single bit? Like, and you have dead, dying tissue inside of you. Like, is you're gonna, over the next couple years, are we gonna all of a sudden have a bunch of girls with some new weird cancer in their butt, like in their butt muscle? Like, it wouldn't even be in the muscle. It could be in the fascia, in the connective tissue. Is there gonna be more? Because your body is gonna have a domino effect from this shit. It's, yeah, I don't know. And then and some of these people are also going to like Turkey to get these cheaper surgeries, and then they're coming back less a kidney. And so there's I don't know. Like, we're so driven into this artificial it's that we can get this idea that we look better or something, when really looking better is accepting yourself. Because once you start accepting yourself and you don't look at yourself in such a harsh way, you relax more. People don't realize, like, when you don't like yourself, when you hate yourself and you think you're horrible looking, you make faces. You make faces that represent that, like you're, like you get like bitter, you turn, I don't know. And so, you'll, out of not liking yourself, you'll start looking worse. When you start liking yourself, you start being like, oh, I look better than I thought I looked. And then also all these women who have all this face yoga exercises, like doing all these exercises keeps you from getting all of the sagging and drooping and stuff. And then there's more, taking better care of our skin. It reduces wrinkles, which I don't know, like if we see, as the future unfolds and we have 20-year-olds that stop going and getting facelifts and start really going into naturally taking care of themselves and getting all the minerals and stuff that they need, then we will start seeing the people don't even wrinkle at all. I mean, that's possible. Could be that remnants is just the remnants of the long-term poisoning that we've all experienced. And also think about that too, because I was just saying that the other day about these Gen X people who keep saying they look so much younger than everybody. And when I was and then this lady saying, these girls are all going to get plastic surgery in their 20s, and people saying people in their 20s and 30s look so old. And I was just saying yesterday, the day before or something, it could totally, if that's true, which I don't know, because everything is by perspective, is because that is totally, I yeah. Wait a second. Okay, so let me make sure I get this one too. Looking at old and being by perspective, then okay. So this one over here, because the if it is, the minerals and stuff are also depleted in all of medications, and all the spraying and stuff is doing that much harm to the people, that they're aging them that much faster. Like, because this whole thing, this aging is created by them anyways. So if they're going to just start aging them out faster by depleting them more, and that's something we've got to take notice. Like, the young people are going to be more sick if they're looking older. I would say it has to do with the minerals, and it's what they're missing, poisons and being depleted, then the toxin buildup in their filter system and stuff. But the other thing I was going to say, because this hit me yesterday, and I've thought about this a bunch of times, but I don't know, it just seemed so much more, yeah, fuck yeah. So, I went to go shopping with my mom yesterday, and I just wore a sundress, and so I didn't put any lotion on, I think, on my legs or something. So we leave, we go do all this stuff, I come back, and for some reason I start thinking about my legs and thinking, oh, I wonder if I need lotion or oil on my legs if they're dry. And so I'm go into this whole like go into a cave, and I thought, oh, I wonder if there was people like looking at me. Like I was all of a sudden seeing it from the other people's perspective and looking down at these legs and being, oh my God, those legs are so dry. God, get some lotion on your legs, lady. And seeing that, and then all of a sudden it was like went backwards real quick, and it was like every single person that is going to be looking at you is going to be looking at different things. And it's weird how we can sit there and think, oh, well, like somebody's looking at my legs, which even with that, it's like, well, who cares? But it was like we get so caught up in caring when we can be so many different people looking at so many different things, and we get caught up thinking like, oh, everybody's noticing my legs are dry, and even it's like not everybody's noticing the same things, and then even if they are, like you think like this is something like the eyebrow thing. Everybody's these perfect eyebrows, you got to get your perfect eyebrows on, and then everybody starts having like the same eyebrows. Or just you get the little template, put it on, and draw your eyebrow on, so we all have the same eyebrow. And then the this everybody's got the perfect eyebrows. Like everybody's going out thinking like everybody's looking at their eyebrows. And then the people who are looking at your eyebrows are people who are really hypersensitive to eyebrows, so they're kind of judgmental on the eyebrows thing. But I was thinking it's just so funny, and how people follow trends and stuff. Because there's a show called Lucifer, and there's so he's supposed to be the devil who's come in human form, and he's got these demons. He's misunderstood and stuff like that, and so one of his demon persons, she's a squirrel, and she has a split in her eyebrow. And so it's like a spot. I don't know if she had a scar there or if she purposely shaved out this area in her eyebrow. But suddenly all these people start having this split in their eyebrow, which again is also that same thing as where I said, like, Angelina Jolie has this mouth that's special or something, her lips are special. Everybody, like, oh my God, look at her mouth, when she first started becoming popular. She's got the most perfect mouth. I love her mouth. No, I'm going to go get her mouth. So everybody starts running to get her mouth instead of letting her have her own fucking mouth, just like this girl with her eyebrow thing. And then everybody's got to run in and copy it. It's weird, kind of. And, but it all seems to go with this like hypersensitivity to thinking what other people are thinking when they're looking at you, when there's no way you could figure it out. There's like thousands of people. Most of the people aren't even fucking looking at your legs. They aren't even looking at your eyebrows. Like, how many people like do you go out into the world, do you interact with, that you can go and tell great details about them? Like, we pass people nonstop, and we don't pay one bit of attention to each other. But then, as the person, we get all caught up on, oh my God, they think I'm fat. Oh my God, they think my hair's greasy. Oh my God, I had a booger in my nose. It's like, who fucking cares? Like, really, who fucking cares? Like, we get too caught up in shit. We worry about the stupid ass shit, and we put all this energy towards worry and stuff. And see, and then that comes across in your face. So, so it is like your sense of worry creates you to represent yourself in a way that you aren't at your best. You aren't looking your best. When you look your best, you're always going to be the most relaxed, happy, enjoying life and stuff. That's where we got to get to. We got to get to stop being caught up in all this fucking bullshit and start getting to the point of what's really about being here. Enjoying what is it like to be alive? What do things smell like? What do they taste like? What does it feel? What does it feel to walk through a damp forest, What's it feel like when a bird comes up and lands on your shoulder? Like, there was a video of, because people are, like, the animals are becoming a lot more interactive and stuff, and and then the kids are becoming a lot more higher vibration, and their vibrations aren't getting fucked because we are becoming higher vibration. And so, just a little girl sitting in she's still in one of those little things. She's like, I don't know, 6, 7 months old. maybe 8 months old. She's cute as can be. A little chubster. And she's sitting there, and this bird flies into their house, flies over, and just lands on her. I think it lands on her somewhere around here. I think it was right here. And just sitting here, chilling. Just sitting here with this little girl, just chilling. Has no place to go. Just wants to hang with this kid. So then the parents are like, well, maybe we should get the bird to go or something. So they're videoing it, and they taking the bird just sitting on her stomach. They walk outside, and the bird's like, no, I'm good. I'm just hanging with this kid here. And so many more people also with kids that are talking about like, remembering their past lives. I think a lot of us remember past lives. It depends on what you were here to work on, but there's certain ones that stand out to you when you're a kid, and it's like your precursor to what you're going into. And it can have a lot of different things, because I don't even know, like my one that I was stuck on, I had no idea. I didn't know how many past lives we had. I just knew that I had lived this life, that this was not something I just dreamt and made up. The one where I was I was this tall, thin black guy, and I lived in this like jungly kind of, it was like huts, but it's not like a hut like when you, like, that's the thing too, you say a hut and everybody's going to picture something different. So it was more like it had a floor, it had steps, but it was like it wasn't like a brick house. And this big cat was stalking me, and it killed me, and it was terrorizing, and I dreamt it every fucking night over and over and over. And that is me remembering a past life. And so then when I think about like, well, what was it trying to show me? Well, the things that it showed me was being cautious. It created a huge fear in me of wild animals like bears and lions and tigers and alligators and sharks and shit, things that can eat you. I was very, I still am like, fuck, no, hell no. And, but it also, it was like a preparation for this whole time. Like, you know, Stella, my spirit animal, to come and be with me, because I don't know, you know, there's lots of kids. I would just say, if you have remembering of it, there's a significance. It's not just like, oh, if I should have forgot that one too. No, there's a significant reason. There's something, and it programs into your mind, and it stays there, and it will come when it's needed. But it also gives you it's like a starting point too, because there was definitely in mine was looking at things deeper. The conspiracy in the world, that was so strong to me, conspiracy in the world. And some other ones, which I don't know whether conspiracy would come from that one, but that was a strong thing in my time as a kid. I just felt like, man, it's conspiracy. You can't trust that. You can't trust that. And always like, I don't know, like it's almost like a group of people in the room doing something, and I would be looking at them suspiciously. They would go out of the room, and I'd want to know what they're doing in this room. They'd go out of the room to everybody else, and it's like, oh, it's gone. And to me, I was like, I'm going in there. And then you start talking about that to other people, and they're like, oh my God, you're so paranoid. You're so crazy. I have heard so much of that shit my whole life. Paranoid, crazy, daydreamer, gullible, all of this shit. So yeah, that's why I'm to the point of like, I'm ready to stop being that. I'm ready to start having the people see that I wasn't that. I'm ready. So anyways, just remember, what the things that you can do that you won't go wrong doing is working on yourself on all of this, and it's going to become more clear as things keep going. People are going to keep getting more clarity. Oh, it's a spiritual battle for my soul. And what is my soul? Who am I? What am I? What am I doing here? What is this place? What the fuck am I? You know, it's like you got to go through the process. So just remember, though, anytime you're working on you is the best way you can go. And learning how to love yourself is fucking primo shit. So you want to learn how to love yourself, loving everybody else. That's the benefit. That's what's going to get you to where you want to go. Loving everybody else and figuring out how to have the day you want, because it's totally up to you. And you can make the day become what you want. You can't control the day, but you can look at the things that you want to and make it the best day ever. And so that is totally up to you. So anyways, we'll talk about it again tomorrow. Talk to you later. Bye.